Step into the realm of darkness, where spine-chilling tales await. I'm Boris, your companion into the heart of horror. Tonight, be prepared to lose yourself in 3 bone-chilling stories that will haunt your dreams and keep you on the edge of your seat. From abandoned mansions to mysterious artifacts and secluded villages, each tale will grip you with fear and suspense, leaving you questioning what lurks in the shadows. So, gather your courage, for there's no turning back now. Welcome to the abyss of horror, and I'm sure from now on, you'll think twice before you park your car in the middle of the road. Story 1. It was a dark, moonless night as I drove through the desolate roads of Montana, heading east. The company I worked for had made an unfortunate mistake with my way, leaving me stranded and in urgent need of a refuel. As I requested an emergency stop, they directed me to the nearest gas station. But to my dismay, it was quite a distance away. With no city lights or other vehicles in sight, for what felt like hours, I ventured into the heart of darkness. Cruising down the empty highway, the stillness and isolation weighed heavily on me. Suddenly, my headlights caught something eerie at the furthest extent of their reach. An instinctive chill ran down my spine, and I slowed down as I approached the strange object in the middle of the road. As I drew closer, my heart pounded louder, and my eyes widened in disbelief. There, lying right before me, was a sight so terrifying it froze me in my tracks. It was a headless, skinless, and grotesquely mangled corpse. My mind struggled to comprehend what I was seeing, but there was no mistaking the haunting image before me. Unable to tear my eyes away from the gruesome spectacle, I slammed on the brakes as I passed, coming to a halt right in the middle of the deserted highway. My curiosity mixed with fear, I backed up cautiously, still unable to believe what I'd witnessed. The creature, or whatever it was, appeared to be fully intact in its eerie state. Gathering what little courage I had left in me, I decided to investigate further. I fetched my flashlight and jacket, and with trembling hands I stepped out of my truck. The cold air seemed to stand still as I walked to the back of my trailer, my flashlight shaking as I illuminated the scene. The horrifying reality remained unchanged. A headless being lay before me, devoid of any skin, fur, or clothing. A tangled mass of bones, held together by ligaments, created a disturbing sight that defied any logical explanation. I stood there, a mix of terror and confusion washing over me, unsure of what to do next. Debating whether to call the police, I reached for my phone, but to my dismay I had no cell service. The nearest town was a daunting 50 miles away, leaving me completely isolated with this nightmarish enigma. Panic gripped me, but before I could fully process the situation, movement caught my eye. Turning my head, I spotted a group of coyotes observing me from a distance. Their gaze locked onto mine, and an eerie sensation engulfed me as they started to approach. My instincts kicked in, and I knew it was time to retreat to the safety of my truck. As I drove away, leaving the chilling scene behind, a sense of unease lingered. What had I stumbled upon that night? Was it a tragic accident? Or was there something far more sinister at play? The image of the headless, skinless corpse haunted my thought, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I had nearly become a witness to an unspeakable horror. To this day, I'm left with unanswered questions. The uncertainty of that night still sends shivers down my spine. Whether it was an unfortunate accident involving a wild animal, or something more otherworldly, I may never know. All I can say is that I'll never forget that night, and the chilling encounter that forever changed me and my perception of the desolate roads of Montana. After sharing the spine-chilling first story, let's take a moment to catch our breath. Imagine being in that dark and desolate place, encountering something so horrifying. But fear not, there's more to come. Gather your nerves as we journey into the next tale of terror. Story number 2. A few years ago, during one of my meet and turn shifts, I found myself on a desolate road in the dead of night. This eerie task involved driving halfway to deliver a load, only to meet with another driver who would take it to its final destination. As I waited alone in a dark and empty lot around 3 AM, I decided to close my eyes and catch a quick nap, having some time to spare before the other driver arrived. My peaceful slumber was rudely interrupted by the unsettling sound of a barking dog. At first, I tried to ignore it, thinking it was just a restless stray in the distance. But the barking persisted, growing louder and closer with each passing moment. I couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss. Curiosity mixed with dread, I sat up and glanced out my window. And there, inches away from me, stood a man, approximately 35 years old. His large frame was imposing, and to my horror, he was barking at me like a madman. His eyes bore into mine with a crazed intensity. His mouth even frothed a little, as if possessed by some malevolent force. Fear paralyzed me, and I couldn't move a muscle. It was as if time stood still, and the darkness outside became even more suffocating. Sensing the danger, I acted cautiously, trying not to provoke this deranged figure. Slowly, I reached down and started my truck, planning to leave the unsettling scene behind. But as I pulled away, the man started chasing me, barking relentlessly, like a nightmarish creature from the shadows. My heart pounded in my chest as I made my escape, grateful to put distance between me and that terrifying encounter. Needless to say, I swore off napping on the job forever. Take a deep breath, dear viewers, for we have more spine-chilling tales to come. Stay tuned for the next story, and brace yourself for what lies ahead. After the hair-raising encounter in the previous story, let's take a moment to collect ourselves. Imagine being trapped in a terrifying thunderstorm, the very sky itself seeming to defy explanation. But fear not, there's one more spine-chilling tale waiting for us. Prepare yourself as we delve into the third story, and brace for the unknown. Story 3. Driving through the dark expanse of Kansas on I-70 one fateful night, I found myself caught in the grips of one of the most incredible thunderstorms I'd ever witnessed. Rain pounded relentlessly, and the road began to flood, forcing me to seek refuge at a service plaza. Little did I know that this storm was merely the prelude to an unnerving spectacle. Sitting in my truck, I watched as the tempest unleashed its fury upon the land, each lightning strike illuminating the sky with blinding brilliance. But then, in an unsettling twist, a sudden blackout engulfed the surrounding. My heart skipped a beat as an inexplicably bright light emerged from behind the thick veil of clouds. The light moved with an otherworldly grace, too slow to be an aircraft, and yet too swift to belong to the storm. It glided over hills and trees, casting an eerie blue glow upon everything it touched. I couldn't tear my eyes away as it crossed directly overhead, and for a moment, I thought I was witnessing an alien invasion. In those eerie moments, the entire service plaza was bathed in ethereal light, leaving me breathless with fear and awe. As quickly as it appeared, the light vanished, disappearing behind the service plaza. The transition from the tree line to the plaza seemed to defy all logic, taking mere minutes at most. After the unsettling light vanished, an eerie silence settled upon the scene. The torrential rain ceased as abruptly as it had begun, leaving me in a surreal state of confusion. As the parking lot lights flickered back to life, I couldn't shake the feeling that something inexplicable had just occurred. Uneasy and cautious, I finally decided to leave the service plaza, my eyes darting around, half expecting to see spaceships or alien walkers from science fiction tales. The memory of that night still lingers, leaving me to wonder if I had indeed come face to face with the unknown. As we reach the end of our bone-chilling adventure, I hope you're still feeling the lingering shivers down your spine. The world of horror is vast, filled with mysteries that will keep us on edge forever. I want to thank each and every one of you brave souls for joining me on this haunting journey. If you enjoyed these spine-tingling tales and want more eerie encounters, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a scare on Call Me Horror. Share your thoughts and let me know which story terrified you the most in the comments below. And remember, the night holds many secrets, waiting for those daring enough to explore.